What is intertemporal choice? Intertemporal choice is a term used in economics to talk about how decisions made now affect what choices people will have in the future. Theoretically, if people don't consume now, they might consume a lot more in the future, and vice versa. Understanding intertemporal choice. Many of the decisions we make now will have effects on our lives in the future. For example, choosing how much money to spend now and how much to save can have a big effect on our quality of life now and in the future. Intertemporal choice is used in a number of business spending decisions. For an individual, on the other hand, most short term choices that can affect future financial opportunities have to do with saving and retiring. When someone saves money today, they use less, so their current energy goes down. Over time, a person's savings grow, which increases the number of things they can buy and, by extension, their future utility. Most people can't spend as much as they want because they don't have enough money. Behavioral finance theorists, on the other hand, usually find that present bias is common, which means that people prefer to spend money now, no matter how it might affect them in the future. Intertemporal choice example. If a person makes a very expensive purchase, like paying for a trip around the world that costs more than their usual budget and needs extra financing, this could have a big effect on their long-term wealth. The person might take out a personal loan, max out their credit cards, or, if they can, even take money out of their savings account to pay for it. If a person made such a choice, they would have less money to continue saving for retirement. To make up for the loss of assets, the person may have to find other ways to make money on top of their pay. This could get worse if unplanned things happen that cut into present income. For example, if you suddenly lost your job, it would be hard to pay off bills and save money for retirement. If a person made a big purchase and then lost their job, the choices they made in the past and outside factors could change their future possibilities. Maybe the person wanted to retire at a certain age or was on track to pay off a debt. Because they don't have enough money, they might have to put off retirement or get a second mortgage to deal with more pressing problems. Other types of intertemporal choice. Intertemporal options can also be affected by decisions about work. A worker might be offered two jobs with different salaries based on how hard the jobs are and what they require. One job may have a lot of stress and require long hours. The pay might also be more than what is normal for this kind of job. As a choice between now and later, taking such a job could give you more options for your pension plan. On the other hand, getting the job with a lower salary but a better balance between work and life may mean having fewer retirement options and less money. Factors influencing intertemporal consumption and choice. Interest rates. Interest rates are a very important part of how and what people buy in the future. Higher interest rates make it more expensive to borrow money and less appealing to spend money now, which makes people save more. On the other hand, lower interest rates make it cheaper to borrow money and more appealing to spend money now. Expected future income. People's choices about what they will buy in the future are also affected by what they think they will earn in the future. If people think their income will go up in the future, they may be more willing to save and put off spending now. On the other hand, if people think their income will go down in the future, they may choose to spend more money now. Inflation. Inflation affects spending and choices across time because it makes money less valuable over time. Since the value of money goes down over time, high inflation rates encourage people to buy things now instead of later. On the other hand, low inflation rates may make people want to save and put off spending. Risk aversion. Risk aversion can affect how people choose to spend their money over time. People who don't like taking risks may put saving and future spending at the top of their list to protect themselves from uncertainty and possible financial shocks. On the other hand, people who like taking risks may be more likely to spend money now and take on more debt. Analysis of intertemporal consumption and choice. Time preferences. One of the most important things that affects intertemporal spending and choice is how a person feels about time. A person's time choices are how much they like to use things right now or in the future. People with a high discount rate care more about what they can get right now, while those with a low discount rate care more about what they can get in the future. Utility maximization. Most of the time, utility maximization is used to look at usage and choice across time. Utility is the happiness or satisfaction that a person gets from using things and services. The goal of intertemporal choice is to increase utility over time by making decisions that balance current and future consumption. Discounting future utility. In intertemporal consumption and choice, the time value of money is often taken into account by discounting future benefit. This means that people value instant consumption more than consumption in the future because waiting is risky and costs them opportunities. The discount rate is the rate at which the value of future usefulness is taken into account. Income and wealth. A person's income and wealth also play a big role in how they spend and choose across time. When a person's income and wealth are higher, they have more money to spend on things now and in the future. How income and wealth are shared in a society can also affect how people spend their money and how much they spend over time. Borrowing and saving. Intertemporal spending and choice involve making decisions about how much to borrow and how much to save. When people borrow money, they can spend more now, but they have to pay it back with interest later. On the other hand, saving means giving up something you want now in order to get something you want later. Investment opportunities. Whether or not a business opportunity is available and appealing can affect how and what people buy in the future. Higher returns on investments can encourage people to save more and put off spending for the moment. On the other hand, bad returns on investments may make people focus more on what they can get right now. Intertemporal spending and choice looks at how people decide how they will spend their money over time. Intertemporal consumption choices are affected by things like time preferences, maximizing utility, discounting future utility, income and wealth, borrowing and saving, investment opportunities, interest rates, expected future income, inflation, and aversion to risk. Economists and policymakers need to understand these factors in order to analyze and change consumption trends and economic outcomes.